Hey guys, Morten here, and we had another legendary farming competition last Sunday. It was again Europe versus US, 3 versus 3, but this time it was different. Like in the first legendary competition, everyone had to play solo. So like 3 European players played solo and the 3 US players all played solo. This competition, both regions had to play as a group. So both teams were always 3 players and it was pretty fun. And now I'm gonna get right into the results. As you can see here, we found 88 legendaries in 6 hours. We even went to do some fun stuff like to the pwn level and kill some bosses, but we probably would have gotten around 90 if we would have focused entirely on keep depth 3. Europe won, but what's more important here is to compare this competition to the previous one. Like compare solo playing to group play, and it seems, if we compare the EU results, it's pretty much the same plus minus 10% because this is just a small sample. Now, what do I think about group play? Right now, I think group play and solo are around the same. There's not much difference. We were playing together. We seem to kill the mobs equally fast than if we do solo play. So, not much difference. But a solo play is probably a bit easier, at least for me as a barb. I have to not care about so much and just do my own thing. So that's definitely an advantage for solo play. But in the group, or actually in the future, like we got patch 1.0.8 coming around in a few weeks. It's going to be on the PTR. And one of the changes, in addition to like the new mob density in Act 1, 2 and 4, one big change is going to be they're going to improve cooperative play. And with that, they're gonna make so that solo playing is still possible and effective, but playing as a group, playing multiplayer is gonna be slightly better. And this, in my opinion, is a cool change. I like playing with viewers or with friends, and I'm looking forward to it because right now I play Diablo 3 probably 95% solo, and in future it's probably gonna be more than 50% in group. But yeah, something more about the competition, like technically. I'm gonna show you the builds that I used and how I approached this as a barb, which build I used. You can also find the builds of my wizard, avoid, and the monk invis in the description below. If you play a monk or wizard, feel free to check their builds out, and yeah. But I'm gonna go in game now and show you my own thoughts about the build that I used for the competition. Okay, so this is my group farming build. I'm not 100% sure if it's like the most effective way to play a barb in a group. Like maybe a rend version would be better, but this build I had to find a build that I enjoy playing for 6 hours. This build is a lot of fun in group. The other builds that I tested, like the rend build, felt pretty boring. You felt more like a support role. Also with sprint, with the group sprint, like it's nice for the team members, but you as a barb just feel like a support buff role, and I wouldn't have been able to play it for 6 hours. So I use this build, which is pretty much the standard Whirlwind Hotter build that many barbs have already been using. And it is so good in group because you get a Fury generator, so if there are passages, like you need to follow the other people. You need to follow the wizard because he wants to engage the mobs to instant freeze him in our case. So I decided, okay, I need to have a Fury generator to be able to maintain my rough berserk if he runs like a longer period without mobs and so on. Because you can also play this build without bash and put Hammer of the Ancients on the 1 and maybe play with overpower, but for me this seemed to be the best way. Now those 3 are standard whirlwind abilities, actually those 4. Hammer of the Ancients is for elites, and that's where the barb is really strong. Now with Monk and Wizard, they both kill white mobs faster than me in a group setting. They got more damage, they got more burst, but when it comes down to elites, I can actually also kill them pretty fast or contribute a lot with Hammer of the Ancients. I would say white mobs, trash mobs, I did around 20% of the damage. The other 2 both did 40%. And on the leads, we all 3 probably did around 30%. Okay, passives are Weapon Master Ruthless as always and Brawler. I didn't need more than 3% lifesteal, so especially if I play with CM Wizard. I managed to die a few times, but that was mostly due to me not paying attention or to the wizard pulling a big pack of exploding mobs. But yeah, Brawler in this case definitely worth it. The gear that I used is obviously I used the Hem of the Ancients, Stone of Jordan. I actually borrowed this one from a guy, so I need to give it back to him still. But it works like a charm. reduces resource cost of Hammer of the Ancients by 5 fury matters so much when you play this spell. I also went for attack speed, more attack speed than I use with the Rend build, because Rend or attack speed for Rend isn't really that important. And this also allowed me to equip my rare braces, which are better than the Lacunis that I have, because with Inner's Pants and my Ice Climbers I got 24% movement speed. Also used the Witching Hour, because with this build I'm using, it's Whirlwind and Hota, so you don't use a Scorn. Scorn is good for Rend, but for Whirlwind and Hota, dual wielding is better. And I got it often with Life on Hit and Lifesteal, which just gives me enough sustainability to live long enough through those runs that we had. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Another ring with attack speed, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. I also got 200 demonic essences. Probably gonna craft something the next time I play. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you can do some group farm with your friends as well. And even if you don't want it now because it's not 100% effective, you're probably gonna want to do it after the next patch. Thanks for watching. I'll be back.